I'll just wrap up with couple of summary slides. Getting AI implemented is going to require an integrated approach around policy. And it doesn't matter if you're a local council, it doesn't matter if you're Tata and a global Indian company. There's a whole series of policy management issues that will need to come through and get worked through. Education, building up the workforce, building up the skills and capacities and capabilities, changing what universities teach, changing industry accreditations and certifications, and teaching kids in schools now how to live and manage with and without AI is going to be needed. Now, we're all aware of the demands on the education system and some of the challenges. This is just going to add a level of complexity. We've sort of talked about a little bit about leadership. Now, one of the biggest ones is going to be, how is this all going to be paid for? Do we instigate new taxes on new services that use AI in new ways? And the Hollywood strike around, I'm an actor, my image is taken, and then it's used for all these things without my permission. Things like, I've written a book, it's now feeding ChatGPT and OpenAI, where's my royalties? Should we be implementing a tax on ChatGPT services? I'm not advocating that we should, and I'm not advocating that we shouldn't. But these are the kinds of conversations that as a society we will need to have. Now, when technology transformation becomes a national security issue, when it becomes an educational priority, and when it becomes a cornerstone of economic policy, we will know that we are in reasonable shape to manage the transformation that's coming from both AI and technology. At the moment, I don't know of any politician anywhere, and that's probably me not being across it, that is running on the economic benefits that AI is going to bring to a country. So just leave you that thought. There's a couple of links here, one to a whole series of videos on business transformation, and one with a whole series of videos covering implementing AI, whether it's into service centers, whether it's into government, whether it's into business. I have the privilege on the 29th and 30th of December to be a dial-in participant and a keynote speaker at a conference around AI in healthcare. And one of the big topics that's already coming up is, how do we manage AI across the complexity of healthcare? Now, two more messages are in the chat, right? We may not be able to do the chat GPT. So, Joseph, will the government have the money to do so, as most governments among nations becoming right wing? Joseph, I can't comment on the politics around it. There's a couple of key themes that are coming out. If you look at the way social media has been implemented, they were able to get a whole series of exemptions from government policy, and they've been able to leverage that to their advantage. The wealth from social media has gone into a small bunch of hands of a very elite group of people. As a society, we should be fixing that, and we should be doing better regulations on Facebook, as we've talked about before. But with AI, what the scale of transformation we're looking at is we went through the entire agrarian revolution, and thousands of people came off the land and went into manufacturing. When manufacturing got automated, these people went into service industries. Some made the transition, some didn't. And unless government takes a more equitable approach, it is going to have a lot of societal problems to manage. And we know that because of history. How they quite pan out, can't comment. Joseph, are you okay with that one?
He's shown a thumbs up. He's okay with that.
Good. And as a financial planner, sorry, I can't see your name. You're saying there are a lot of scope to take my business into AI and to the next level. Thanks for the organization of this. Yes, financial planning is going to go to the whole next level around AI, not only in terms of household budgets, not only in terms of doing data analysis, trends, and those sorts of things. The employment status of people is going to change. If you look at people in their sort of 40s and 50s, many of them have been with one company for an extended period of time, or maybe one or two companies, and they've got superannuation and those sort of things. If you look at the 20-year-olds starting off now, doing the food deliveries at minimal wage with no safety protections, no income protections, no superannuation, how do they manage and plan for their future is going to be a question that financial planners will get asked, I'm sure. And there's another new message. Yep, Joseph, that's okay. Maybe if we do another session on some of the implementation impacts or something like that, we'll be able to do it then. We've covered a lot of ground.
Hello.
So I would like to throw this open to questions, comments, and feedback. And then very quickly, we will share the slides, and the session has been recorded, and that can be shared as well. So please, open to the floor.